Yo, the guys were like, what? And I was like, later on. Oh, gotta go. It's 12-sided guys time. Hey, we've got Matt as Pine,
Hi.
Scott as Roos,
Please don't kill me.
Jordan as Ebby,
Salutations.
Sabrina as Nari,
Hey there.
and me, Paul, as a terrible impression of Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred from the 2002 movie Scooby-Doo. Welcome back.
Now, it was an honest recreation of the show. Just gonna
It
throw
was-
it out there.
Melvin do?
It was. I actually had to go look up what he actually said because that's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Like, whoa, Scoob.
Let's see. We're having a blast.
That was really good.
That actor that played in the movie, his name's escaping me. He went on to voice act in the cartoon after that.
And he plays lots of D&D.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yes, he does. Yeah, Matthew Lillard.
That's right. Yeah. That's
Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, hey, we're having a blast. We hope you are too. If you want to support what we're doing, the easiest and cheapest way is to just go leave a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. It'll help more people find us so they too can pick up what we're putting down. Or if you want to help out more, maybe buy us a drink or something, you can do that too by going to patreon.com/12sided guys. That's 12sided guys. Any love is appreciated. And honestly, if you're still listening this far into the adventure, that is the best compliment you can pay us. Anyway, if you've ever stacked up a bunch of pairs of sandals to help you jump higher just so you can bash things with a yo-yo, then this podcast is for you. It's the Crystal Codex, episode 19.
All of this to cross this damn road. Focus, Pine. The armed swordsman is to my right. Can Ebby and Nari handle him? They look as tired as I feel, but it's 2-on-1. Roos is the one I'm worried about. The priest of Iramiel is a dangerous foe, and taking her out of the fight would be an immense boon. But he's left himself wide open to the archers on the road. Curse this grease. It served its purpose well when we were being charged, but I feared I would lose my footing were I to attempt to cross it. I'll continue to use this bow. Surprised I can even still shoot. When was the last time? That elk hunt with Bert? 6 years ago? I wonder if Bert is yet free and clear of this forest and of its patrols. I hope he's escaped cleanly. Focus, Pine. Focus. Where is Crumbles? He must keep Applebottom from the fight. He must run should we fall. He's safe for now, but I can feel his unease, his tension. My fight is before me. Draw, aim, release. I don't have many arrows left. The archers, they're unscathed, not even harried. They can take their time with their aim, and Roos is a wide-open target. They've drawn their bows. Roos, get down!
All right. So now it's the scouts' turn to go. They each pull out their longbows. There's really one clear target for them. So they're going to go after Roos. So the first one pulls back. He's going to fire 2 shots at Roos. Oh, it's a natural 20 and a dirty 20. I'm guessing those both hit.
Yeah, they
Okay. So the first one, the natural 20, is going to do a total of 6 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna take that. I can take
Okay.
6 damage.
The second one is going to do a total of 6 damage.
Okay, I will take 6 damage again.
Okay, now the second archer is going to shoot at Roos. And okay, we've got 2 17s, so that's 21 and a 21. I'm guessing those both hit as well.
Those do both hit me.
All right, let's see. You get you get hit for 3 damage and 5 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna block the last one with my glove.
Okay,
And half that.
down to 2 damage.
Down to 2 damage. So
Okay,
that's
so how much damage did they do total? Do you know?
I think it's 17 hit points total.
yes.
Okay. Well, okay, so with the critical hit and the 2d8, instead of doubling one die, I just rolled 2d8. And they rolled 4. They rolled a 4, so that's pretty weak.
Roos has 4 arrows in his back right now. He's not feeling very good.
And he is in the aura of the priest of Iramiel. All right, Pine, that brings us back to the top of the round. It is your turn.
I think Pine is done pussyfooting around. He is going to... never mind. He's not. He's going to use his bow, stay out of the aura, and he's going to take 2 more shots at the priest of Iramiel.
Oh, gosh.
I know. Okay. I know. It's why he got the bow in the first place. But he crits
Oh, no!
with a nat 20. And that will do 12 damage with the bow.
That's a good hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll do my second attack. It is a 22 to hit
That hits.
for 7 damage with the bow.
And just like that, she is back to where she was before she healed herself.
She does need to make 2 concentration checks as well.
Oh, you son of a gun. All right. First concentration. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Oh, you guys are
Yes.
so lucky. The Spirit Guardians drops again. Oh, man.
What did she roll, Paul?
She rolled a 6 plus 1. She rolled a 7.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. But she does have one more trick up her sleeve, including one more level 4 spell slot. So,
Ugh.
anything else that Pine wants to do?
No.
Okay. That brings us back to the Great Swordsman. He has 2 choices. He's got Ebby and he's got Nari. So he is going after Nari. Nari, you've got 2 swings with Greatsword coming at you. The first one is a 13. The second one is an 11. I don't think either of those hit.
Neither of those hit.
All right. He is going to make a... No, he's good. Oh, he's good.
He is standing in a bonfire though, so he'll have to
Oh.
do his dex save.
Yes. Yes, he will. He takes the damage. How much damage is it?
It will be 8 fire damage.
All right. He says something about his biscuits burning. He goes, my biscuits are burning. My biscuits are burning. That brings us to Roos.
All right, Roos is gonna wearily reach into his pack and grab out a potion of healing and drink it real quick.
Yep.
And I rolled 9 for the healing on that,
Okay.
so got a little bit of health back. And then I will strike at the priestess with my short sword,
Okay.
and I got a 20 to hit
And how much damage?
for 9 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Is she still standing?
She is barely still standing.
And I'll say to her, "You should surrender."
Okay. It is now her turn. And she looks at you and she says, and you should die. And she turns around and looks back at the other group. And she's going to, yeah, she's a light cleric, just so you know. She has options, a 4th level spell that you guys may not have known that she had.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Oh, yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad for you guys. Let me see here. She is going to turn around. She's going to say, Iramiel, judge these sinners. And then a wall of fire plops down and it shoots right across Ebby, Nari, and Pine. So it separates out. On one side, the Great Swordsman is on one side of the fire, and then you guys are on the other side of the fire. I need dexterity saves, difficulty 15, or you're going to take some damage.
Pine rolled an 11.
Oh no.
Nari rolled a 7.
Oh no.
Ebby rolled an 11.
Oh,
Oh, no.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is big damage, guys. 5d8 damage. That is 24 fire damage.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Pine's down.
Whoa.
Ebby's down 2.
Okay, Nari is going to use her Stone's Endurance and roll a d12. Which is a nat 1
Oh my gosh.
to reduce damage. So I reduced that by 3 damage and I am still down.
You're still down. Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Well, here we go, guys. This spell, I do believe, continues on as long as she's concentrating on it. All right. Nari, well, you're going to take damage. You fail a death saving throw. So, Nari, as your body goes unconscious and your mind starts to drift and you feel yourself starting to die, you have this memory, and I just nothing too long, but you remember a time when you were growing up. You were up in the mountains, and there was a hunt that you were going on. It was your first big hunt with your family, and you can remember seeing a boar, and you had a spear in your hand. And as you're getting ready to rush out of the bushes to go try to get this boar, your brother sticks his spear in between your legs, and he trips you, and you fall, and the boar goes running. How does Nari react?
I mean, I think Nari would get back up and chase the boar.
Okay. What's Nari's reaction for her brother?
I think that. Sorry, I was actually really just distracted by the fact that I'm like dying here. Sorry.
I know.
I'll be honest. I'm like really.
It's all good. I know.
But yeah, no, she would pick up her brother and then go running and chasing after the boar.
Okay.
This is bad, guys.
This is real bad. Ebby, you are still in the wall of fire too. You fail a death saving throw. Ebby, I want you to tell me about a time where you were traveling in the woods days or weeks after escaping from that research facility, and you unexpectedly ran into some fellow travelers in the woods. What was Ebby's first run-in with like non-aggressive people like?
So it was a kind of a beautiful sunny day, early in the day. The sun was just rising up in the east and kind of casting a light down onto this path. Ebby, as tends to be the case, was distracted by, as we've seen from all of his awesome perception rolls over the course of this campaign, he was distracted by some birds that were kind of fluttering in the treetops, and he was listening to the conversation that they were having. And before too long, he heard these voices speaking on the path as they began to approach him. A moment of panic kind of leapt up inside of him, and he ducked under the cover of the trees as he saw this group of people begin to approach.
So he didn't even talk to him.
I think at that point, the fear was still too... He was still too scared. There's too much fear to meet with other people.
All right. It is now the scout's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last thing they heard was this priest of Iramiel tell Roos to die.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, Nari and the boys. Let's see what happens.
Oh no, guys, this recording got corrupted. Oh man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to take it back to when they shot at Ruse.
Oh darn!
That's right. We're gonna have to start over.
Okay. It looks like, what's your AC? 16?
16, yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 hits, my friend. That's going to be 17 damage from the first guy.
What was the damage on the first hit?
The first hit was 10.
Okay, I'm gonna half that.
That's 5 plus 7.
Okay.
That's 12 damage.
I'm still down.
All right. That brings us to Pine. Pine, you're in the wall of fire. As you go unconscious, as you feel the life leaving your body, you have this memory. It's a long time ago. It is Menarest. It is before the Empire had any even inkling of coming towards Menarest. Pine is coming home. You come home, you're walking down the road, you see your home, and you see standing in front of the door, you see Petal, your wife, and she is holding a 3-month-old little girl. What is Pine's reaction to seeing his only daughter for the first time?
It is it's overwhelming joy. It is it's bittersweet that he was not there for the birth, but he is happy to be home and to see something that he didn't realize he could love so much.
All right. You have a failed death saving throw.
Yes, and can as far as Crumbles is concerned, Crumbles doesn't necessarily, because it's not a concentration. So
Crumbles is around, yeah.
Yeah. With the telepathic connection that we normally have, I think Crumbles would basically bolt and try to get away, still heading the same direction that we were trying to head. So maybe go east and then try to cross the road and keep heading for the lake.
So keep on with the mission.
I mean, as much as Crumbles can understand it, yeah.
All right. That brings us to this great swordsman, the one that's still alive. And he backs up away from the fire. His side of the fire is not even hot, but he still backs up from it instinctively, and he looks to the priest. Roos, you are laying there unconscious. Make a death saving throw.
Roos rolled a nat 1.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What is
Bruce.
wrong with us?
I never want to hear you complain about anything again, Paul.
Ever. Ever.
This is brutal. This is
She
brutal.
saved this spell slot. You guys almost took her down twice. Okay, Roos, 2 things. You actually get 2 little memories. First one. Roos, you're in the middle of training. This is way back, a few years ago. Tell me about Roos's first kiss.
Right now, and when I'm dying.
Your mind does crazy things as your
Yes.
as your life starts to leave it.
So Roos's first kiss was with his sparring partner, Farron. And the two of them, he and Farron both trained alongside each other in the Howling Talon. And when they were in a training tournament, and in the end of the tournament, it was Roos against Farron. They were battling back and forth, and Farron, to distract Roos during their fight, pulled Roos in for a kiss, and the two of them had a lingering kiss in the middle of this battle in front of all of Howling Talon. And while Roos was distracted in the kiss, Farron stabbed him and won the fight.
Damn.
Roos, because this is your second failed death saving throw, your mind wanders even deeper, further back. Roos, as a child, you can remember you're in the loft up above your kitchen, and you overhear this conversation, and you can tell it's between your mom and your dad. Your dad is asking, "Is your sister ever going to come back and get him? It's been 8 months." Your mom, "I don't know, but Bria's always been reckless. I think she'd rather be Simon's dirty secret than be alone, even alone with someone as sweet as Roos." And your dad says, "She puts us in a hard spot, one more mouth to feed, but I do find myself growing fond of the boy." And then your memory fades back into darkness. And it is the priest of Iramiel's turn. The first thing that happens is I'm going to roll D4. The priest of Iramiel ends the wall of fire. Roos, you feel your body stabilize. You do not gain consciousness, but you feel your body stabilize.
Damn you, Paul. Just, ugh.
The priest of Iramiel, she stabilized you. Nari, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Okay, I've actually never made a death saving throw.
You roll a d20 and you don't want a 1 at this point. Anything but a 1.
Oh, okay. This is not cool, dude. Oh, yeah, natural 20. Suck my
Yes!
Yeah.
Nice!
That means you pop up with 1 hit point and you can take your turn if you want.
Hell yeah, I do.
You pop up, you've got 1 hit point. So you're not standing, you are prone, and you look to your left and you look to your right, and you see 2 like burnt, unconscious allies standing next to you or laying next to you in the grass. And you can see as you look left and right, this grass that is so sopping wet, there is a line, a perfectly straight line going left and right of just blackened, burnt grass.
Okay, can I drink this elixir of health that I still have? Oh, that's just disease. Never mind. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay.
So I think that some of your allies might have healing potions.
I gave you another health potion, though. When we fought that last group, we found 2 health potions, and I gave you 1.
This is true.
Oh, that's true. Okay. That's true. Okay. Yeah. So can I give that to one of my buddies and then also like make an attack?
You can give it to one of your buddies, stand up, move the 10 feet or whatever, 15 feet, and then make your attack. Yeah.
Okay.
So are you going to give it to Ebby or are you going to give it to Pine?
I'm gonna give it to Ebby.
Okay.
I think that he might be more helpful here.
I can't believe you rolled a natural 20. Oh my god.
I know, it's wild.
Something good has to happen. Okay. Cool. So then I'm gonna get up and then I wanna move over to the priestess and hit her if I can.
Okay, so give Ebby his potion. So how many hit points does he get? Is it a regular one? Yeah, it's just a regular one. So it's just 2d4 plus 2.
So 8.
Nice.
You guys, my legs are so weak right now.
That is a thing of beauty right there.
I am shaking. Oh, man.
Okay.
The grease has all dispersed, right? Because you went unconscious? Or does the grease last?
No, grease lasts. It's not a concentration spell.
Oh.
Okay, then Nari, I'm going to need you to make a DC 13 dexterity.
Okay, so maybe I should instead just throw a hand axe.
So you get 2 attacks. And I'm going to let you know that she is looking real bad.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do a hand axe attack. It's 21 to hit for the first one.
That hits.
Okay, and then 7 damage for that one.
Okay, she crumples. You take her down.
Oh, hell yeah.
My gosh.
Hell yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And she is dead because that was a ranged attack, right?
Yeah, she's dead. She's down.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
there's no knock. I mean, we can make her make death saves if you want, but I think you guys are happy with her being down.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm sorry for whoever has to edit that. I apologize for my language, but man, I was stressing.
Oh. That's not over yet. We still got 2 completely healthy archers and this knight.
That's fine.
Yes, you do. Okay, so you have one more attack. You have this great swordsman standing in front of you as well. And you have another hand axe, I do believe.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw that at him with a 23 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, and then I am going to do 7 damage to him as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is hurting now too.
He doesn't go down, though?
He does not go down.
Dang it.
Ebby, your eyes, they don't flutter open, but it's almost like, like when an old tube TV kind of turns on, it, and the screen kind of comes out from the center. And just, that's how it is for you. All of a sudden, you have vision again, and you can feel the rain plinking on your metal skin. And you're laying on your back in blackened grass next to a seriously pissed off Nari. And an unconscious Pine is on the other side of her.
Yeah. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is Ebby kind of tilts his head up and sees Pine laying there and Nari kind of throwing axes and stuff. Before he even gets up, he's going to use his bonus action to cast Erdos Word on Pine.
Okay.
And heal him for 8 healing. That's max, too, I think. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So Ebby and Pine both have 8 hit points. Nari has 1, and Roos is at 0 and stable.
And then I'm going to use half of my movement to stand up,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to use my action to turn into a black bear.
yes!
Oh man!
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, all of a sudden there's just this trademarked sound of a transforming thing, and Ebby turns into a black bear. That is rad. That is so awesome. All right, you've got 2 scouts who see the priest of Iramiel go down. They see a great swordsman getting hit with an axe. All of a sudden, there are 3 combatants that are still up. They're going to make some checks.
Just FYI, Nari, you're only at exhausted level 1 because you can lose an exhaustion level in a short rest, and we had that yesterday.
I thought it was a long rest that you had to use.
Well, we have a special rule where if you get exhaustion from dying, we'll let you get rid of 1 level from a short rest.
Oh, nice.
If you have like 3 or 4 levels of exhaustion, and you take a short rest, then you drop 1 level. But if you get a long rest, we just kind of wipe it clean.
Huzzah! Cool.
Yeah. All right. So the 2 archers see the priest of Iramiel go down, and they see an axe sticking out of the one great swordsman that's still standing, and the one on the right books it and takes off. Drops his bow, in fact, and just takes off. The other one still standing. He's going to take 2 shots. He's got 3 healthy targets ish, and he is actually, you know what? He's going to shoot at a black bear. He suddenly sees a black bear. He's going to shoot at a black bear. What's the black bear's AC? Does a 16 hit?
A 16 would hit.
Okay, and then the other one's a 6. So black bear takes 4 damage.
Okay.
And for some reason, I wanted to say "Black Bear Standing in the Dead of Night." Even that's not the right song. Anyway,
Ho bear! Does he say ho bear when he shoots the arrow?
Ho bear! And then off runs Ebby into the trees. All right. Oh my gosh! I cannot believe this fight. Okay, Pine, you are on your back, lying in some blackened grass. You see that there's 1 great swordsman still standing. Oh shoot! That great swordsman that's still standing. I believe he needs to make a check.
He's in the grease. Yeah.
He does, because he's standing in the grease. He falls down prone. All right, he is now prone. So, Pine, what are you going to do?
Oh, geez. Okay, so I am going to, Nari, you're looking really messed up, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing great. I'm living off of rage right now.
I am going to stand. Actually, no, I'm going to stay laying down. I'm going to reach over and put my hand on your foot, and I'm going to say, "This fight is not over yet." And I'm going to give you 15 points of healing from my commander's morale. So go ahead and take 15.
Awesome. I'm feeling a little bit better.
That is my action. For my bonus action, I'm going to sit up just enough to pull out Koenig's S-Talk and chuck it out and basically plop it right behind the prone great swordsman and take an attack with Koenig's S-Talk.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yep. So that's a 16 to hit, doesn't hit.
That's not enough. It
Okay.
clinks off this guy's armor. He is wearing plate armor.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to stay on the ground so that I'm not as good of a target for the archer.
All right. Let's see. He is not in good shape either. He's going to make a check here as well. He is going to stand up, look at the black bear and Ebby and Pine still laying down, and he's going to say, shout back at this scout archer who's staying. He says, "The battle is not over. We must fight on." And he's going to move up to, let's see, Ebby or Nari. He's going to move up to Nari. He steps over his dead compatriot, and he's going to attack at Nari with 2 swings of his greatsword. 1 hits, so he hit you for 23. The other one is only a 10. And he's going to deal... Ooh, that's big damage. 14 damage.
I am so glad I gave you those hit points. Oh, man.
Yeah. Thanks to Pine, I'm doing okay. Barely,
right.
but okay.
Now that's the edge of the grease, so he'll have to make another dex save.
That's true. Let's see if he can stay up. What's the difficulty?
It's 13.
Oh, he takes it. He got a 15. I rolled a natural 15, and he has a 15. All right. Roos, you are dreaming on.
Hmm.
Your mind has entered this kind of gray haze where you don't have more memories. You're not really conscious of anything. It's kind of that dreamless sleep where you're aware that time is passing, but nothing is happening. All right. That brings us to Nari. This guy is standing in front of you. He took a swing at you and hit you, and I imagine that you're not very happy about it.
Oh no, I am coming back with my great axe to hit him. 15 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, and then a 9 to hit. So I'm going to miss with both, but I'm going to use my action surge and hit again with another
Okay.
9.
Okay.
So
Don't
You only get
both
one, or do you
attacks?
get another one too?
I get
I think-
another one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get your full attack, so that's 2 attacks with your attack action. Mhm.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, cool. Well, that's an 11 to hit.
Oh, no.
Man, this is rough, dude.
Oh man.
And I will use. I think I will actually use a second.
I always think
my
of
plan,
passing like a really good fart.
Yeah.
My plan was to kill this dude, but that did not happen. So
Oh man, this is insane.
I will do that to
Okay.
gain a little bit. So I'll get 10 points back.
All right.
And that's it.
Ebby, you're up. Ebby the black bear.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attack at this guy. And with the bear, we get multi-attack. I get 2 attacks. So
Fantastic.
we will start with the bite attack. A 21 to hit
That hits.
with 6 piercing damage.
Nice.
And then the second attack is a claw attack
Okay.
with also a 21 to hit for 8 slashing damage.
And just like this, that guy goes down.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
hallelujah.
This little black bear, like,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I imagine, you know how like bears aren't really that. I mean, like grizzly bears scary. Black bear is kind of like, but still, I mean,
wait. Can you do that again in the microphone so we can get that audio really clear?
We can, we can use that as the sound effect when Ebby changes.
Awesome.
All right.
Instead of going like a transformer,
Oh gosh.
what I want to do for those that are listening in, the battlefield is kind of, there's like a choke point that we've been fighting around, and Roos's grease has, covered most of that. Along the western side, though, there's kind of a little bit of a drop off, and then some water. I want to try to, as a black bear, move down through that area and try to start making my way towards that archer.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be difficult terrain or how you want to handle that.
You know what? You can jump down into the water, no problem. The water itself is kind of deep, so that will slow you down. So it's half movement through the water, so you can get basically to the edge of the puddle, like right, just right on the other side of the water.
Okay. We'll go with that then.
Okay.
And head that way.
All right. It is now the scout's turn. I made a roll to see if he was ready to die for this. He looks at everybody being down. There's a floating sword now. There are dead horses. There's a sleeping horse behind him. And this guy doesn't drop his bow, but he runs as well. And he starts running back to the east along the road. And before you know it, he's kind of around that corner that you saw these guys originally come around. Unless anybody wants to chase this guy, we can end initiative.
Roos wants to chase him.
Pine Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce kind of rolls around in his sleep.
Pine will actually pop up and take 2 shots with the bow.
Go for it. He's still in range.
Okay. So the first attack is a 10, which will miss. Second attack is a 17. Does that hit?
That does hit.
Just for 6 damage.
That is not enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was untouched, right?
He was untouched. Yep.
Okay.
With 16 hit points. He's scared to death.
All right.
All right. So does anybody have any other range thing they want to do? I guess Black Bear probably can't do much. Nari has a hand axe, but that's pretty far.
All right, I'll shoot for it.
Okay.
With my hand axe, the first was a nat 20, so the other one is a 24.
Okay. That's a hit.
All right, let's see what kind of damage. 9 damage.
Oh, you guys, he's got 1 hit point left. Is there anything Black Bear Ebby wants to do?
Black Bear Ebby actually has a 40 movement speed.
Oh my gosh.
So I almost could get to him. It might take 1 or 2 extra turns.
Okay. Well, okay, so here's what we'll say. We will leave initiative, and we'll leave initiative with Pine and Nari kind of licking their wounds, looking over, going and checking out Roos as Black Bear chases down this scout and just mauls him to death.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cue victory music.
Woo.
Thanks for that cue.
We made it.
Pine has 5 more points of Commander's morale that he's going to go use to pop Roos back up with 5 hit points.
Whoa, what the hell happened? Whoa, where are we?
That was way too close.
It's okay, Your Majesty.
Ebby comes lumbering back after a little while with blood dripping from his mouth. He's going to stay in bear form for probably a while so he can keep the extra hit points.
Oh yeah, and somewhere along the line he found some kind of a picnic basket too. Come on, that was gold. Comedy gold, guys.
Okay, Pine is going to also summon Crumbles back to the area.
Okay.
And we need to I think there was one horse that was asleep, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can use that horse.
Yeah, that horse actually kind of starts to wake up, and it starts kind of it gets up off the ground, and it looks around like it's super confused. It starts to smell some of the blood, but it's kind of a ways off. This horse never got off the road, so now you have Crumbles, and you have this horse that is obviously trained for battle, and it's looking at you guys like, so are you guys in charge now? Like, that's the impression that Ebby gets as a bear looking at this horse. And Ebby gets the impression of, that might be good to eat.
So Ebby's going to do this. I'm going to go back into normal form. I'll let my beast form thing, and I'm going to try to go up and talk to the horse and see if basically say, like, we could use your help, getting a little bit further along the road here. Can you be a good soldier and help us with this? And see if I can use like some animal handling or something to try to use this thing.
Yeah, perfect. Go make an animal handling check.
All right. A 9. Not a great roll.
As you reach your hand towards it, so the horse, it bites down at your hand, and it whinnies at you, and the impression you get from it is, you're not my master, and then it starts to trot off down the road away from you guys.
Hey, Mr. Pine, I've got 6 arrows in my back. Can you help me pull these out? I can't reach back there.
Of course, as part of his commander's morale, like the touch aspect of it, it will be, pulling these arrows. They're not really lodged a lot in your back. It's kind of more like pulling them out of cuts and like caught up in your clothing at this point.
Yeah.
But 6 arrows. That's awesome, because now I basically will have recovered some of the arrows that I shot in this fight.
I imagine as you're doing your commander's morale, you're like, you pull an arrow out and you kind of pat him and go, there, it'll be better in a second. And you got the next one, there, it'll be better in a second.
1, 2, 3, 3.
Thank you, Mr. Al.
I appreciate that, Mr. Pine.
We have to get out of here now.
Yes, yeah. And I need a nap.
So I will collect Koenig's S-Talk, and we just need to get across the road and back into the woods.
I am amazed that none of us died. Like, that should not have happened.
I am sweating out of my armpits like crazy. I had some cold mashed potatoes left over from dinner because I needed a stress eat. Ugh.
Dude, I'm the same way. I just had to crack open a drink. I really need to come down after that.
So that natural 20 of Sabrina was game changing.
Oh yeah,
that was the game changer. The priest of Iramiel, I rolled a 50-50 chance of whether she was going to kill people or whether she was going to take you guys captive. And on a D4, she rolled a 3. So it was 1 or 2, she was going to start killing people. 3 or 4, she was going to start taking captives. And so that is how Roos got stabilized and the fire got put out. All right, you guys limp and hustle across the road and into the woods, still with Crumbles carrying Applebottom on his back. The rain is still falling, which I guess the nice thing about that is it kind of washes some of the blood away. after such a, let's be honest, a very painful battle. Um, I guess the downside, the scout got away and they did see who you are. But the good news, you're pretty sure that that priest of Iramiel will not be getting back up. All right. What do you guys want to do?
That was way too close. We have to make haste. We have to get out of the range of these search parties.
Agreed.
I want to see if they've got any health potions. Roos is gonna bend down to the priestess and start rummaging through her things.
Oh, okay. So you guys haven't left yet. You guys are still in the clearing.
Roos rolled a 14 on an investigation.
Awesome. Okay, as you're going through this priest of Iramiel's things, you see that she's wearing like a black breastplate. It looks well made, but it's definitely the insignia on the chest. Definitely will give it away as a symbol of Iramiel. You see that she's got this mace that's made up of like wings, which looks very well made. You see that she's got a satchel around her shoulder, and that's pretty much all she's got on her.
Roos will grab the satchel and the mace and just kind of tuck it in his bag and get up and poke through it as he's walking.
Okay, perfect.
Pine will grab a great sword from one of the fallen swordsmen and any daggers that they have.
Okay. You find 3 daggers then.
Are there any healing potions on any of the fallen soldiers?
So you check the 3 like great swordsmen, and you find that they have little pouches of money, but you don't find any healing potions.
Well, I'll take the money then, at the very least.
All right, sounds good. You find 45 gold pieces.
Perfect.
And if I see any of Nari's hand axes lying around, I'll also collect them for her.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fairly easy to do. It's daytime now, as much daytime as there's actually going to be today. Yeah, you gather up these things. You figure after the battle, you've been rummaging around here for probably about 4 minutes total. And unless there's something else you guys want to grab, then you guys can hustle across the road and get back into the woods.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
Yes, please. While we're doing that, Ebby is going to hand 11 gold coins to each person and hand 12 gold coins to Roos.
There you
I
go.
appreciate that.
Okay. All right. As you are finished gathering up all these things, you hustle across the muddy dirt road that's just puddles at this point, and back into the forest. Continuing on your way, I'm guessing southeast, trying to head down towards the lake, and hopefully get away from these search parties. Okay. I want you guys to make a survival check.
You got it.
I was gonna say make it with advantage, but I'm pretty sure everybody has disadvantage on skill checks at this point.
Yeah. So do you want us to do a group one, like have Ebby do it for us?
Do a group one and just do a single roll.
Okie dokie. I rolled a 14.
Okay. All right. So not quite as good of traveling as you had before. It's a little bit more more of a slog as opposed to kind of getting up above the wetlands. But you can't seem to find a path that will get you up and out of the wet. But you're still making relatively good time. Okay. As you guys are traveling along, did you guys want to talk about anything? Bruce, you had a question earlier.
I just wanted to. Sorry, I just took a bite.
Stress eating.
We're all stress eating, yeah.
I know. It's like
I feel fine.
I just bought crumble cookies today, and I'm like, I need another. I need another. I need another. I didn't write down the name of the woman mentioned in the vision that I had because I was a little bit stressed out at the time.
I imagine that as you are, kind of shaking your head, getting the cobwebs clear, your mind can't help but think back to a couple of different things. I mean, you think back to Farron and that first kiss, and how unexpected it was that he would just kiss you like that. But then your mind goes deeper to that memory that is so long ago that you didn't even know you had it. It's not even like sometimes you remember. You know how memory is weird, where you don't remember the thing, you remember that you used to remember the thing? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is even deeper back than that. This is something that you had no clue was anywhere in your brain at all. And so just basically what happened again was as a child, you were overhearing a conversation between who you're pretty sure was your mom and your dad. You were up in the loft up above the eating area of the small house that you grew up in the muds, and your dad is asking your mom. He says, "Is your sister ever going to come back and get him? It's been 8 months." And your mom replies and says, "I don't know, but Bree has always been reckless. I think she'd rather be Simon's dirty secret than be alone, even alone with someone as sweet as Roos." And then your dad says, "She puts us in a hard spot. One more mouth to feed, but I do find myself growing fond of the boy." And then that's where the memory ends.
Bree and Simon. Okay. All right. Roos is thinking about that, and as he's walking, he's barely even looking up. He's just kind of looking at the ground.
Okay. Why don't you make a history check?
I rolled a nat 1. I didn't roll it with disadvantage, but I don't think I could get worse than that.
No, I don't think you can either. Yeah, you're pretty sure that Brie is a type of cheese, and that's about all you got. And Simon is a light up game where you try to match the colors. You try to remember the patterns.
Beep boop. Beep boop. Up.
Okay, so real quick, some very kind person gave my kids a Simon, and I wanted to strangle them.
Oh my goodness.
I think we've talked about this on the podcast already once.
Oh my
Any toy that makes noise should just be abolished. That should just be one of those things.
That's how much
Oh,
Paul
man.
hates this game. He's brought it up on a podcast, an unrelated game, twice now.
Man, being an aunt is so cool. I get to give all the good stuff, and y'all have to deal with it.
Oh man, that's so good. All right.
So, Paul, while we're walking,
Mhm.
Pine basically just caught on fire. He's going to check his pockets quickly to make
Mhm.
sure that letter that he wrote for Sanya is still there and undamaged.
Why don't you make a just a luck check? We'll say if you roll a 16 or above, it's burnt.
I rolled an 8, so it is okay.
It smells like burnt hair, but it's still intact.
Okay. I think this letter is way more important to Pine now than it was before that fight.
Yeah, you write a letter to Sonya and you say, "In case I die," and then literally you almost died.
And who do I see when I fail my first death save is
Oh,
her for the first time.
yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so anyone listening at home, I mean, I wrote up some different ideas for flashbacks for when people fail their death saves. And I didn't expect that now I'm going to have to write up new ones for everybody. All right. You guys are tromping through the woods, and the survival check was 14. Why don't you guys make a perception check? Each of you make a perception check with disadvantage.
Pine rolled a 9.
Nari got a 15.
Ebby did actually pretty well. He got a 17 on his disadvantage.
Roos got an 11.
All right. Okay. So Pine's got his letter out. He's kind of checking it, reading over it, making sure that it's still what he wants to say. Not paying attention as much. Roos, you're busy looking through this satchel. Ebby and Nari, you two are on it. You two are keeping your eyes out. Very much don't want to get attacked again. You guys start traveling through the woods, and after a couple of hours, the rain has not let up at all. You can see that streams and puddles and things are starting to swell even more, but you see no sign of pursuit or of anybody else in the woods. In fact, it's almost like when you were on the north side of the road, you ran into a couple of people. You ran into like a house. You ran into multiple houses. As you're here south of the road, it seems like it's more wild. There's less civilization here on the south side of this road for whatever reason as you get closer to the lake. And there is no sign of pursuit that Nari or Ebby can pick up. Roos, as you're looking through this satchel, you find some papers. You find actually a few different papers with very specific descriptions of the four of you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's four very accurate descriptions of you. It looks like these are some like basically wanted posters that or wanted flyers that were in your in her satchel that she may have been handing out to other soldiers.
We need to find a place to rest, and I mean a real rest, and soon, or we're gonna drop dead.
Yeah.
We can't defend ourselves anymore. We are completely on empty.
Ebby, we'll say that with your 17 perception, as you're going through, you actually, after this couple of hours across the road, you do find like a small cave. It's not very deep. It looks like it's not inhabited by anything vicious. There's no signs of bones or anything like that. It looks like it's literally just kind of a recess in kind of a rock wall with trees growing up and around it. And it looks like if you guys tuck back in there and stay in nice and tight, you can stay out of the rain for at least a little bit. It looks like the very opening of the cave has a little bit of a puddle there, but if you go deeper back in, it actually kind of rises up into the side of the hill, and you're able to stay up out of the water.
I think this is probably as good as it's going to get. Why don't we stay here and rest here for a little while?
I'm down for a snuggle party. This sounds good to me.
Yeah, looks tight in there, but I'm fine cuddling.
So, Paul, level up?
Just because I almost kill you doesn't mean I get to reward you when you don't die. The not dying is the reward.
I'm happy with life.
Fair enough.
Living is good.
I'm just glad I don't have to create a new character.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so you guys you found this cave, and you guys can tuck in and snuggle up and get warm and rest. Of course, you're probably gonna want to keep watches as normal. But
I think we should bring Applebottom into the cave with us.
Yeah.
And then have Crumbles not patrol, because Crumbles needs sleep as well, but basically to go out into the woods to take the rest and keep it more of an eye out for anybody else coming.
right, how far out do you want Crumbles to go?
Let's say about 100 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see Crumbles go out about 100 feet. The rain doesn't seem to bother Crumbles at all. He's used to it. So
Let's make that 100 yards. He's distinct.
or 97 meters.
For the Canadians.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah. So 100 yards out, you can see him kind of weaving in and out between the trees and bushes, and you get this impression that he finds like a nice spot under a bush and kind of curls up his legs underneath him and lays down, puts his head down a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna take some rest as well. All right, you guys are tucked into this cave. How do you want to do this rest?
Watches. Do we want to do a long rest?
How long do we want to stay here?
Overnight.
I think a long rest is not a bad idea.
I need to sleep for a minute.
At this point, it's about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's almost noon. But it's not really bright out.
We also barely slept last night.
If we were to sleep here now, by the time we got going again, it would be after dusk. It would be dark again, which might be good.
The darkness could cover our tracks.
Agreed.
We might as well. Yeah.
Is there anything anyone can do to help us move a bit more secretively? Abby, I'm looking at you. Is there anything you can do to hide our tracks magically?
There's not much. I do have the ability to kind of inspire the growth of plants in an area, but I don't know that will do much to kind of cover our tracks, unfortunately. I think the best thing that we can do is summon more mounts and cover more ground that way.
You should ride black bears.
I love that idea.
And all you do is you sit on them and you just say, ho bear, and then the bears will just run away. They'll just keep running.
Oh man, so dumb.
That joke's getting pretty old. I'm sorry, guys.
What if we got like giant-sized mallards?
All right.
So
watches.
yes,
You guys
please.
gonna try to do anything to conceal the entrance to this cave, anything like that? Or
Yeah,
just gonna...
I'll try and hide it a little. Oh wait, that's probably more a survival thing than a stealth thing.
Well, whoever does it, I will help as well. I mean, I think we should all work on it together, trying to hide this.
Well, if you guys want to help Ebby with his survival check, he doesn't get disadvantage then.
Yeah,
Nice.
Cool.
exactly.
Perfect. Let's try that.
But that was a 23.
I mean, that is true.
All right. Yeah, you guys managed to get some limbs and things all over there. And Ebby, you just have a way of kind of helping some of the moss and the vines that are hanging down off this rock face kind of hang down over your makeshift door barrier, and it looks quite natural from the outside. You managed to kind of climb back in without disturbing it, and you're fairly certain that you have a pretty good hiding spot in here that will not attract unseen or unwanted visitors.
Perfect.
Okay, are we gonna do watches?
Yes.
Okay,
Pine can take the first watch if that's cool.
Roos can take the second one.
Yeah, Nari will take the third.
okay. All right, Pine and Ebby, here you are, tucked up in this small cave, right next to the sleeping forms of Nari and Roos. Is there anything you guys
And
want to
Applebottom.
say? And Applebottom. Applebottom is not asleep. Applebottom is not asleep. Applebottom is fidgeting, but there is a hood over his head.
Okay.
Ebby, we almost died.
That was awful. It was a terrible experience.
Hey guys, that hurts.
You know, there was one other time when I came as close to death. It took weeks for me to recover. It was, you may have heard of the Fall of Red Leaf. It was after
Yes.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard you even mention that before.
Yes. This was, I didn't expect to be doing this in my old age. But I'm glad we all made it through.
It would appear that the lords and ladies are preserving us.
Agreed. I feel we have a very important mission, even if we don't understand all the details yet. But we've been able to successfully keep the key, keep Applebottom, and keep you out of their hands.
Hopefully we can maintain that good fortune as we continue forward. It feels like after leaving the roadway that hopefully the pressure has alleviated somewhat. We'll see how things continue onward. I will be relieved when we can pass off Applebottom to Fallen Heaven.
I feel the same way. And then we have to decide where we're going to go. I'm honestly, at this point, anywhere seems good as long as it's not back to Tabery. Ugh.
I'm inclined to agree with you there.
I think it'd be best to discuss that once we are no longer being surveilled.
And I look over at Applebottom.
You know, when I was unconscious, I remembered my oldest child. It's funny, I'd actually just written a letter to her, but I wasn't there for her birth, you know. But I remembered the first time I saw her. It's strange that a moment so full of dread, so full of terror and pain that I was feeling, my mind went back to a moment of pure joy. The most joy I'd felt to that point.
I'm a bit envious. The only thing that came to my mind during that was a strange occurrence when I first ran into people on the road. I just remember feeling fear and mistrust, wanting to hide.
Well, there are those who would take advantage of you, but I'm glad to be your friend, Ebby. I'm glad that you took a chance, and we've been able to grow close, become friends.
The wolf is stronger for the pack.
Agreed.
All right.
You guys, you end your watch. The only thing I want you guys to do, I want you to make perception checks with disadvantage.
Okay, Pine rolled a 9 with disadvantage. This is going to be bad.
Abby rolled a 6 with disadvantage.
You can hear the rain outside. You can hear some wind blowing, but it's pretty insulated in here. If you guys weren't exhausted, you'd still think it'd be pretty hard to hear what was going on in the outside world. So, I think Pine, you're kind of trusting your connection to Crumbles. So,
Yeah.
all right, and Pine, you wake up Roos, and then you curl up and go to bed. Roos, you are awake now for your watch.
Roos sits up and kind of looks out the hole and looks at their prisoner for a minute before kind of settling in.
How are you feeling, Roos?
Well, I've got a few more holes in me than I had when I woke up. Wow, we've been awake for a long time.
Yes, yes. Believe it or not, I actually feel exhausted myself.
Yeah. Huh. Crazy. You always talk about things as if you're like, I don't know, you sound more human than you look.
I wonder just how long I may have been confined into this body, or if I was supposed to be something else at some point.
It's interesting. Well, nobody gets to pick the bodies they're put into, so I guess you're no different than me.
I suppose that's true. This has been a trying 24 or, goodness, 36 hours, however long it's been.
Since we met.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. We'll make it through, though. Somehow we'll make it through all this.
We will. That is certain.
Huh.
All right. As your couple of hours of staying up, chatting, pondering comes to an end, I want both of you to make perception checks with disadvantage.
Ebby got a 16 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Roos got an 8.
All right. Roos, you're just kind of lost in thought. Ebby, as you're sitting there thinking through your own things, kind of watching, I imagine you're kind of watching Roos and kind of seeing what makes him tick a little bit. You hear a noise. It doesn't sound close. It sounds actually very distant. And I want you to make a history check. I think that's the
Okay.
best option. And we'll say, yeah, you still got disadvantage because you haven't gotten a full long rest yet.
Got it. So a 14 actually with disadvantage.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
not too bad.
And
too bad at all.
and +0. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been a natural 20. Okay, let's see. With your 14 in history, the sound that you hear does not sound natural. You know that much. It doesn't sound like an animal of any kind. It sounds like you're in this cave, so it's kind of muffled, but it sounds like it's coming from the sky. And it sounds like kind of almost like the flapping of wings, but very rhythmic and loud. And with your 14 history, you think about it for a second and you think, maybe that's the sound of an airship. You've heard of them before. You've never actually, you may have seen them in the distance in the sky, but you've never necessarily been close enough to hear one. You don't assume from where you're at that it is super close, but you're fairly certain that there is an airship in the sky somewhere around you.
Very interesting. There are airships about. At least I think there are.
Is that what that is? I can barely hear it.
We best be careful. It'll be a good thing if we move at nighttime.
Yeah, and the tree cover should help us too. If they're...
Roos, you can wake up Nari, and you can finish out your long rest. Nari, you wake up refreshed, feeling good.
Alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic.
Yes, still have not finished your long rest. Your long rest will not finish until after your watch, but you are I would imagine you're in a little bit of a better mood than you were before you laid down.
Nari, did you ever imagine yourself on this type of an adventure?
No, I can honestly say I never imagined that I would be near dying on a hill, being attacked by a priest of a foreign god. That was not one of the cards that my, you know, town leader pulled out for me on her prophecy.
Yes, I imagine that wouldn't show up necessarily this explicitly. Man, it was close. I was telling Pine it seems like the lords and ladies were watching over us.
I hope so. I haven't been very faithful to the lords and ladies, but I hope they know that I mean well.
I think it may very well be the situation that they they may not care just how faithful or devoted we are. They may have certain things they need us to do.
Inevitable things.
Yes, inevitable things.
Hmm.
All right. Your watch comes to an end. You wake up Roos and Pine. You spend a little bit of time here, I imagine, as a group, maybe getting some food ready or something. Is there anything you guys want to do before you venture out of this cave?
Just cold food, no fire.
Man, a Porthos egg sounds good right now.
I think you guys might still have one.
Oh, yes. When we get someplace farther away. Did I hear right that, Abby, you said you heard an airship overhead?
I thought I heard something. It was rhythmic, almost like the beating of wings, but almost too rhythmic.
Yes. Sounds about right.
It's past now. You can't hear it anymore. You heard it for about 10 minutes. It almost sounded like it, the Doppler effect where it's distant and it comes closer, and then at some point it kind of changed pitch as it moved further away.
Let's see if we can't have a warm meal at the end of our next day's journey.
Let's try and get through a day without getting arrows shot at us.
All right. You guys gather your things, you break down whatever camp you had, get situated. At this point, it's, let's see, 8 hours after, what did I say? It was like 11 o'clock. So it's now 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
The sun is going down and it is starting to get dark. We have, I'm imagining Roos is going to do the same thing with his GG goggles. We've got Nari, who eventually will be in the dark. The rain is still coming down. The clouds are still overhead. Every once in a while, you hear thunder. Actually, I want whoever wants to can make a survival check again. Now it's straight survival, or Abby can make it with advantage.
Ebby rolled a 15.
Nari rolled a 19.
Nice. Pine rolled a 2.
Roos got a 13.
Nari, Stormfist, right? That's your last name. This storm, I don't know if you feel kind of akin to it in some way, but you're just kind of aware of it in the back of your mind. And as you wake up, as you are kind of getting ready to leave the cave, you hear the thunder, and you are the only one who kind of realizes that the thunder seems to be getting a little bit more distant, a little bit more sporadic, almost like maybe this storm is starting to lessen.
I will share that encouraging news with the rest of the gang. Lady Belross seems to have blessed us, and hopefully we'll be able to have a little bit less of a storm as we move forward.
Oh, it'd be nice to be dry eventually.
That'll take us another week after the rain stops.
Right. Okay. So, are you guys going to do any light sources at all? Or are you guys going to go in the dark again?
I think we should go in the dark.
Agreed.
Okay. Same pattern, same marching order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll hop on Crumbles.
All right. Let's see how well you guys can make this trek. This time, as you're trying to get Ramsey up onto Crumbles, he resists a little bit more. Not enough that you actually have to like fight him or anything, but he's not being as helpful. And I mean, you're not exactly sure why, but he's not being as helpful as he was previously.
He's also not nearly as exhausted as he was previously.
Now, Applebottom, get on the mount, or I'll have to put you to sleep again.
Yeah, he stops fighting. He's still gagged.
Yeah.
He is going to have a sore back and neck.
Oh yeah. Kind of feel for him if he wasn't such a jerk.
All right, Roos. Or not Roos. Ebby, why don't you make a survival check with advantage as you guys are moving to the woods? This is going to help us figure out how far you guys are able to travel and how fast.
All right. I rolled a not natural 20.
All right, fantastic.
good.
You actually on this side of the road, there's still a lot of puddles and ponds and things, but you managed to find again another dry kind of ridge that you walk on for quite a ways, a couple of miles even, that helps keep you dry and better footing for Crumbles and for you guys, and you're able to make pretty good time as you're walking along this ridge. Nari, you feel a vibration in your crystal.
Okay, I will pick it up.
Okay. And instantly your head is filled with the message from Kira. And it says, Nari, our pursuit has ended. They've turned back. There must be something more important than us. Are you safe? And then it ends.
Our pursuit is still ongoing. We have eliminated the priest or the priestess of the angel. We are heading your way. We'll be there as soon as possible.
Okay. I think it stopped right about will be there. Somewhere like something like that. So the message came across. Now remember, you have one more sending to send as well today. She used her side. Now you can use your side if you need to. Okay.
Cool.
Roos is gonna lean over to Nari and say, Nari, can I use that today?
Yeah, of course.
Roos will take the stone in his hand and activate it
Okay.
and say, Hey sis, it's me. What do you know about Bree and Simon? And that's it.
Okay. Let me make a check for her. She sends back. She says, "I believe brie is a type of cheese." No, I'm just kidding.
Come
I'm kidding.
on.
She says, "What she says is, I believe Bree is Mom's sister. Mom and Bree don't have a relationship anymore. Simon, I don't know the name. Why?" And that's where it ends.
Okay. I'll hand the stone back to Nari and say, Thank you for letting me do that.
Yeah, I hope you found your answers.
I didn't, but that's okay.
It's now like a dusty, dull. It's still red, but it's lost its vibrancy.
So Roos, where did you get the name Bree and Simon? What does this have to do with?
Well, I'm worried that what you guys said back in the barn was right. Does the name Simon ring any bells for you guys? Having to do with the royal line of Arkelvy?
Make a history check, Ebby and Nari and Pine.
Pine rolled a 19.
Evie rolled a 17.
No.
Nari rolled a 17. I think Ebby rolled a 14.
Evie rolled a 14.
But you can take credit for it if you want.
Sorry, guys.
I've done it too.
Ebby just swoops in and says, "No, I already knew that too." No, anyway, Pine, Nari, so Simon, the name Simon, you grew up just north of Arkelvy, like the city, the capital of Everlyn, which is now the capital of the Arkelvy province, right? The name Simon tickles at your brain, Nari, but you can't quite place it. Pine, you remember when you moved here after the war with Menarest, before Everlyn was dissolved into a province of the Empire. You do remember the name Simon, and you remember the name Simon being some kind of a distant is the wrong word. Not really a distant relative, more like a if there was the king of Everlyn, Simon was something like the king's uncle's third son, something like that. So, you know, in the line of the royal family, not very high up in the hierarchy or in the line, but definitely still a member of the royal family.
Like 32nd in line.
Not 32nd, maybe like eighth in line.
Hey, it's first now, guys. It's first now.
Okay, so as soon as I realize that, I'll say, "Hot damn, we were right, Roos, Roos, we were right. Shh, quiet. We were right."
I look. I need to find out if this is true or not, but I think Simon might be my dad, my real dad.
Hot damn.
I can't believe I never put two and two together that my ears aren't elven.
Well, Your Majesty, it's an honor being with you on this journey.
Please, please, please don't. No, that's not the life for me.
Well, don't worry. There hasn't been a coronation yet, and I'm Menorese, so I'll continue to treat you the same way, with disdain and distrust.
Well,
I kid.
look, it's not set in stone, and even if it's true, I don't have any sort of paperwork. I don't have anybody that would vouch for it, so it's not like it really even matters.
It matters to many people, including our charge here on the back of Crumbles.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have a feeling that they were looking for an heir because of the prophecy, not because they wanted an heir.
Maybe. But it's important to some people, and we've all found ourselves within the prophecy now.
It's not important to me, though.
It occurs to you guys, if you have some questions about what the Empire is after, there is somebody on the back of Crumbles who might be able to answer those questions for you.
Oh, man.
Well, he probably. I'll kind of look at Ramsey, say Applebottom has probably overheard this conversation and already knows.
It's true, but I'm thinking maybe it's best to keep him in his current state until we get him where we're taking him.
Yeah, let's get him to Fallen Heaven, and then we can ask him questions about what he's after.
I'm making a list.
I only have a handful of questions.
All right, well, let's continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys continue on through the rest of the day, actually, or the rest of the night, all the way until dawn. It's slow going, but with the survival check that Ebby made with your guys' help, it's relatively quick considering all the circumstances. Throughout the night, you guys don't encounter anybody else. It's almost like the Imperial forces that were looking for you did not think you could make it past the road, and so at least so far, you haven't encountered anybody this side of the road.
That is until they find those corpses.
Until they find those corpses. But here's the other deal: is that at least according to what what Artis was saying, it sounds like this priest of Iramiel may have been in charge. So you may have cut the head off of the snake, at least for a time. Okay. The sky starts to lighten as the night ends, and you guys have traveled all night long. You're starting to get a little bit tired, but you know you can push it a little bit longer if you want to. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to stop and rest? Do you guys want to push it longer? Do kind of the same thing you did the day before, where you travel at night and sleep during the day?
How far away are we from the meeting location?
Ebby would know that you're probably about a day away from the lake. One more day's travel.
And what if we were mounted on horses?
Then you could cut that probably in half.
I'm thinking that might be the best bet. What do you guys think?
Push through now?
That sounds great.
Yeah, let's just get there.
So if you guys can stay on horses the entire time, you guys can get there in 4 hours.
Very well. Let's do this.
What do you think, Crumbles? Can you make it?
Crumbles does the bugle call that he does in the affirmative.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I think
If you can summon 4, I think I'll ride one of the horses, and we can have Crumbles take care of our charge again. But we can make better time without having to share a mount.
Let's plan on it. Ebby kind of sweeps his feet out into a wide circle and kind of stomps them on the ground, and this green energy shoots down through his foot into the ground, and these horses kind of come up, materializing up out of the ground, kind of built out of the dirt and the grass and things, and eventually form into real live just riding horses.
Fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, you guys mount up. You're going to do the bareback thing again because nobody stole the bit and bridle in the saddle.
Because we're not thieves, we have honor.
You guys are going to be eunuchs if you're not careful.
Oh, too late.
Oh, poor Ebby.
how do you feel about that, Nari?
I'm a little less worried.
All right. Yeah, you guys get on these horses. Are you going to be able to do 4 hours of travel on these horses? Can you cast it 4 times?
I can cast it. Well, I can only cast it twice. I'll use all my 3rd level slots, but it'll give us at least 2 hours and cut down quite a bit. Hopefully,
Yeah, that means we'll say that means you can get to the lake in 6 hours instead of 8. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we try that?
Okay. So, but that means that if you guys continue on, then and you don't take a break when you stop for these 6 hours, you're going to start making rolls for exhaustion. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sounds
what I'm saying?
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Make some survival checks. Make a survival check with advantage.
Ebby rolled a 19.
Oh, awesome. Okay. With that roll, you guys, you managed to actually do pretty well, staying kind of in more dry areas. As the day progresses, everyone kind of becomes aware that the rain, it's still raining, but the drops seem to be less intense. They're not as big. It's more of a, not quite a mist, but it's not that torrential downpour that it was yesterday.
So no longer gumdrop size.
Yeah, no longer gumdrop size or snowflakes were Hershey bars and milkshakes. Is that what it was? Is that how the song goes? Am I going crazy?
It's a camp song. If anybody's wondering what, it's a camp song from when we were Boy Scouts.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys managed to ride for 2 hours, making really good time. And then after you get off the horses, it just seems like things are really going well for you at this point in your travels.
Don't say that, Paul.
Ugh.
It
What?
seems like things are going really well.
Well, okay, here's the deal. You guys make it to the lake. You guys make it to Westfell Lake. And when you see the lake, you see this large lake. It's probably about, I would say probably 20 or 30 miles long. Probably about, at the widest, it's probably a good 15 miles across. It's a pretty good sized lake. As you the forest kind of thins out as you're approaching the shore, and you realize that you're on the west bank of the lake, and you need to get to the north bank of the lake. And between the west bank of the lake and the north bank of the lake is the long river separating those two shores.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to get to the North Shore, you guys are going to need to figure out a way to cross the river or go through the lake. But that's a problem for another time. At this point, we're going to stop for the night. What a crazy, crazy session. You guys almost died.
There's no reason we should be alive right now.
Oh man,
Except for Nari's skill.
I know, right?
I think that was luck.
Well, that natural 20 changed the course of the game. In all honesty, I'll just let everybody behind the scenes a little bit. Had you not rolled a natural 20, probably at least 2 of you would be dead and 2 of you would be captured. That was the plan for the priest of Iramiel. But that natural 20, you popping up, giving Ebby the potion, Black Bear, all that was amazing. I was worried for you guys. I thought, oh great, well there we go. There's a TPK, but not you guys pulled through and you made it happen. So anyway, hopefully you guys can now de-stress, have a good night's sleep. Next time we come together, we'll start fresh. Some of this will be just a good memory instead of this. I am sweating from that combat still.
It's trauma. That's what that's called.
Yeah, it was a bit traumatic.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, hey guys, hopefully you're enjoying what we're doing. Tweet about the show, tell your friends about us, leave a review. All that stuff helps us out a lot. And until next time, have a great night and we'll see you at our next session.